Perfect. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our 36th recurring Platform and Treasury Council meeting. So today we're going to cover kind of the standard, so cover governance initiatives, platform developments, and upcoming proposals. If we can post the agenda, it's much appreciated. So as you guys know, these bi-weekly, I can't get my words out today. So these bi-weekly meetings provide transparency into council operations. They offer proposers a forum to present directly to council members and the community, and it maintains consistent communication across the whole global ecosystem. So what are we building? We like to call it the Internet of Money. So 7 billion people are connected by mobile phones, yet are unable to truly move money in the way they own and move data. Telcoin Association is changing that. We're establishing Telcoin Network and TEL as a blockchain and token standard for global communications. Telecoms run the internet. With Telcoin Network, they also process the blocks. This secures the settlement layer for the digital finance accessible to every single mobile subscriber in the world. So what is the platform architecture there? This is basically broken down to 3 integrated layers working as one system. We've got the Telcoin Network, which is an EVM compatible layer 1 blockchain, which is validated exclusively by the GSMA mobile network operators. This introduces an entirely new revenue stream for telecoms. The TELX side, which is the liquidity layer. This enables user-owned self-custodial asset exchanges. And the TAN. This is mobile applications. It connects the users to blockchain financial services and each other. So through this, there's 4 minor groups. It basically is shared governance. The platform operates through equal stakeholders. This is from validators, which are the GSMA MNOs, which secure the blockchain and earn the transaction fees. The liquidity miners, which provide the liquidity to enable decentralized exchanges. The developers, which are building the compliant mobile applications. And then the stakers, so which are users driving adoption and connecting the payment networks. Each miner earns fees and TEL issuance, aligning telecoms, developers, liquidity providers, and users across the value chain. GSMA validation rights scale to billions through existing infrastructure. Distributed ownership turns participants into defenders, which is viral at launch, defensible at scale. So TEL. What is TEL, the native token? TEL powers the network. It's the gas token, a staking asset, the governance mechanism. Miners stake TEL to participate. They earn fees from transactions and harvests from issuance flows. Staked TEL determines both earning power and governance influence. So the democratic governance. Telcoin Association operates as a Swiss verein with 5 elected councils. The Platform and Treasury Council, we hold global authority over platform-wide systems and token economics. We work alongside the TAN Council, Telex Council, and the Compliance Council. So our dual mandate is we oversee sustainable platform provisioning, planning infrastructure, and collective goods, which is responsible for the TEL allocation, the regulation of token distribution for miners to harvest, based on all those productive contributions. So why does this matter? Every decision shapes whether we achieve our vision, uniting GSMA mobile operators and billions of users around the shared blockchain infrastructure, where money moves like data, accessible to every mobile phone globally. So our commitments. As your elected representatives, we commit to thoughtful proposal review, consistent communication, transparent platform updates, and faithful execution of government's framework, which you've entrusted to us. So let's proceed with today's agenda. We'll kick off with a recap of last meeting. So at our 35th Platform Treasury Council meeting, we covered major updates across the Telcoin network development, testnet activity, and governance support proposals. The Telcoin network development branch shared team identified and prioritized the remaining issues that require the network forks to upgrade. These include protocol level changes, such as precompiles and execution layer updates that affect deterministic state changes. That work is now nearing completion and will allow the network core on-chain architecture to be locked in. He also highlighted that the Telcoin network uses a precompile to extend the ERC20 interface to native token balances, allowing users to interact with TEL in DeFi without needing to wrap the token first. In addition, improvements were made at the core consensus registry, significantly increasing validator capacity before this change. The protocol could support around, I believe it was 1,100 staked validators, and now it can support more than 7,000, I believe that was. So the security progress. Grant also confirmed that the team's AI-assisted security scans continue to produce valuable results. The scopes have now been narrowed to isolated crates, allowing the team to work methodically through all the remaining attack surface there. This approach helps the association remain thorough on security while also being responsible with budget allocation. Once AI-based scanning has been exhausted, the next major security gate will be third-party human security assessments ahead of mainnet. The Testnet and TelPets. So in our last meeting, TelPets continues to play a valuable role in the live testnet testing. Amazing work there, guys. So the network is now more than 200 users globally. I believe we'll get an update later on because that has been upped further. And actively submitting transactions, helping generate real-world testing conditions that would be difficult to replicate internally. So Grant naturally thanked the community for their continued participation, and so did the rest of the team. Noted the testnet resets continue periodically as bugs are identified and fixed. So new changes can be exposed to as much live usage as possible. So yeah, guys, please keep pushing that out, keep testing. You're doing some amazing work there. So the key milestone was shared last week. I believe TelPets surpassed or hit 2 million, was it, Nick? In the last meeting?
Yeah, I think it was that.
So yeah, amazing work. And again, you guys keep smashing it. So this is meaningful engagement and provides strong test results. So please keep going. The TELIP as well, we covered, which was Claude AI. So we reviewed Claude's proposal, which focuses on improving productivity and consistency across the association. Basically, the core discussion was kind of around the fact that AI access was currently fragmented, and it helps with a variety of ways, from tools for support analysis, code and bug searching, research, documentation, everything like that. It's an absolute godsend, in all honesty. And then the council organization subscription upgrade, which was through Fellow. So reviewed the Fellow process, which is designed to improve how the Telcoin Association captures, organizes, and uses information from council meetings. And then I believe Parker also spoke on the strategic telecom advisory engagement, which is a very exciting part as well, which I believe he'll be able to give a bit more on that later on today. So before we kick it all off properly, one thing I would like to do is welcome our new Telcoin Association member. So Manu, he's joined the Compliance Council, has successfully passed all due diligence checks, and is now officially part of the team. So welcome, buddy. Looking forward to working with you. Please feel free to take the mic and introduce yourself.
Thank you, everyone. It's been a very warm welcome. And though these are very busy times, so it was a bit intimidating actually jumping, head first. But everyone's being very warm, and I feel like everyone's done their best. So I'll be up to the task right from the start. And everyone's done some heavy lifting, and yeah, I'm excited to join in.
Yeah, no, it's great to have you here, buddy. Just for everyone here, are you able to give a quick run through of just a bit of the experience that you've got and everything, and what you can bring as well? Is that okay?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm soon to be a lawyer. Hold a Bachelor of Laws, and getting out my master's during the summer, which in Finland basically it's the equivalent of a Juris Doctorate in common law jurisdictions, I believe, at least most of them. So, and I have a bit of experience in governance. I also have some experience in criminal law. Done some internships at prosecutor general's office and stuff like that. And yeah, I also have a little background in business and economical studies, but like law was my calling. And when I saw this open seat on field seat and at the smallest council, I kind of felt like that would be maybe my contribution. And I talked to Derek. Derek helped me out. Was a bit shy about it first, me, I mean, and then, but yeah, he encouraged me to, I don't know, to step up, and that's what I did. I want to be as useful and committed as possible.
Honestly, yeah, we are glad to have you, and I can tell you will be an absolute asset. So thank you for applying and joining. So if we kick it straight off, then let's go on to the network updates. Grant, if you can provide the latest on the Telcoin network, it's much appreciated.
Awesome. Sure thing. Thanks, Adam. Like was mentioned in the beginning, TelPets, their transaction volume has continued to be really helpful. We uncovered a tricky race condition that was involving the new database layer. So thanks to all the TelPet owners, that's exactly the kind of issue that stress testing the network at this stage is what we're trying to catch, right, before we move into mainnet. We've also begun deploying testnet nodes in the MNO data centers. We've already received some strong feedback on how to better support participating MNOs as they install and then sync new nodes on the network. So we have a couple of small ticket items that we plan to do that will ultimately just sort of make that process a lot more efficient. And we'll continue to refine that tooling and make the process more secure and efficient by releasing things such as some official bash scripts, pre-built container images, and public binary releases through GitHub that would just basically be following industry best practices and really help anybody, not only MNOs, but also observer nodes and dApp developers who want to run observer nodes, basically connect and sync to a network with as much efficiency as possible. Automated security scans are still planned across a few areas of the code base. We've continued to find productive, meaningful feedback and identify some areas that we can strengthen on the protocol's foundation. So on that note, we're also aware of the Layer 0 related incident last week, and we're in direct communication with Bridge experts on their team and to evaluate and learn from any of the post-mortem assessments that have been coming out. So, I think thankfully that it was not our project that was involved in that. And this is something that we find a lot of value in learning from these lessons and as we move forward into production and make sure that we don't repeat the same mistakes and we follow the best practices in configuration and having redundant RPC nodes, et cetera. So our current focus right now is really just wrapping up a few of those, the last of the state changes things, very similar to what we were working on last time. A lot of this is going to help us to be able to manage and configure the network from on-chain states. Some of that is just kind of tricky, but ultimately it'll help us to really move swiftly and efficiently throughout the network and bring up these changes without having to have coordinate overall node redeployments and upgrades, which can be just really complicated. So we're excited about this solution that we have begun implementing. I think that we're very close to having that all done. Throughout this process too, we're taking the time to really increase tests and slow think through any of these last remaining features and making sure that they are rock solid moving into production here as we prepare to officially launch a stable testnet here in the very, very soon. So with that, I think we have 2 dApp use cases as well. So already thinking through how the network is going to be used besides just direct transfers, as ERC20s, et cetera. So we'll share more as those 2 use cases evolve. I think we'll have some updates here soon. Finally, the faucet decentralization is in the final stages. So we have we can decentralize. Decentralizing the faucet was a big initiative for this testnet to kind of be truly out of the hands and into an open decentralized testnet for mainnet. So the faucet will release testnet tokens to users and dApp developers so that they can test and simulate transactions and move their projects on testnet before moving on to mainnet when we launch later. And yeah, so I guess let's see. Yeah, last with the faucet decentralization, that's also going to let us other faucets join and participate and sponsor those types of transactions as well. So with that, I just remind everybody that the roadmap website is the source of truth for any detailed progress on our updates. But any other questions like that, I'll be sure to hang out on the call to answer after we get through the rest of our agenda.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So moving on then, we have, sorry, I've just lost the sheet there.
I'll put it in the chat, Adam, if it makes it easier for you.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, buddy. So it's the TELIP Strategic Telecom Advisory Engagement. So Parker spoke on this briefly 2 weeks ago, our last meeting. Parker, would you like to come up, talk about it a little bit more?
Absolutely. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate the introduction. So we've officially gotten all the votes in, both from the Platform Council, who affirmed the proposal the other day, and now the Treasury Council, who affirmed it. But we still have a couple of days left on the duration. At this point, feels relatively comfortable to move forward with signing the deal and bringing on what we foresee to be a massive unlock for the association and the network's goal of aligning the GSMA around a shared blockchain, really unifying every telecom in the world who have the best distribution and the best network infrastructure around the same blockchain, and creating use cases that are truly global and really bootstrapping validators at this critical time as we go to mainnet. It's a very exciting initiative. I can't wait to start working with the advisor, and that'll be the first kickoff session once we get this thing through, is to go through every doc that we've created, build out our strategy even further, and refine it in line with someone who's truly on the inside of the industry and at the forefront of GSMA innovation and blockchain, and that's that convergence. So thanks everybody for getting your votes in. Thanks for your support. There were some wonderful questions out there on these proposals. It's really critical that that happens, right? That the community reviews these forum proposals and provides questions that ultimately improve the proposals themselves, our thinking, sharpen us up. And so I need to scroll down. J5 Cole, telephone guy, Cribs, Dad Collins, Proxy, Rosie, Evan Bryan, great question. And that rings it out. So just wanted to send appreciation to all the councils who worked really closely on this, on developing it to a place where we can jump off and hit the ground running. So thanks everybody, and open to any questions right now, or Adam, it's up to you, of course.
Yeah, no, perfect. If there are any questions from that directly, Derek, if you're able to just give a shout out for us. If not, we'll move on. There is a section at the end anyway for open Q&A.
Yeah, there's nothing right now. If anything pops up, I'll write it down in the chat.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
So moving on then, if we go to the TELIP Unified Web Presence, the phase 2 build out. So Blue Lights, would you like to jump up and talk about that?
Yeah, thanks, Adam. So yeah, one of the many other things that we're working on in the association, as some will know and some may not know, but the Unified Web Presence, a pretty big project, to be honest with you. it is to unify all of the different various websites we've got, like the telcoin.org, the telcoin.network, the telex.network, and we want to combine them into one full unified web presence, which is much more seamless and easy for everybody to understand. So, you know, if you're a developer or you're an MNO, or just a community member, or somebody who wants to know about, you know, Telcoin and the ecosystem, this is what we've been working on. It is basically split up into 3 kind of big stages. We've completed the first stage, which was the UX UI research and prototyping phase. We did that in sort of 5 weeks, worked really hard. Everybody had a lot of good input in there. We are now moving on to the visual design system and interface design. So I'll read a little bit out here just to give you, you know, a bit of an update on where we are. We're actually starting this this week. So this is the sort of middle phase, and then after this is all done, we then go into the building phase. So it does seem like a long process, but we've been working really hard on it. But this particular phase we're starting on this week is building on a previously completed UX UI research and prototyping phase. This stage focuses on translating the validated information, architecture, and user journeys into a complete production-ready design system and interface. The objective is to establish a clear, scalable, and consistent visual experience across the entire Telcoin Association web ecosystem, ensuring that the platform effectively communicates the network's value, supports multiple audiences, and provides a strong foundation for implementation. And some of the deliverables of this particular phase are a full design system and UI kit. I won't go into detail of each one because there's a load of them, but core platform pages. So that one there, the core platform pages are going to be built out. The home page about the association and the network, roadmap, partnerships, you know, all these different things. Ecosystem and community pages, lots of stuff to learn and explore. Different parts of the ecosystem we're working on there, like the developer landing. The important ones are like the homepage, giving everybody an overview and easy to understand exactly what the Telcoin ecosystem is. The developer landing page, which is going to be super important because we want developers that want to come and build on the network to have all the information at their fingertips, and then to be able to, you know, dig deeper into docs and things like that and get more technical if they need to. And the MNO landing page as well, which will give MNOs a clear vision of what this is, and they can dig deeper into more documents as well. Developer and instructor pages, products and platform services, and it will deliver responsive layouts and interactive prototypes for us to sign off on. So all in all, this is kind of like the heavy lifting part, because we've gone through the first part of the UX and user journey flow and the full understanding of the Telcoin ecosystem. Now we're building the design part of it all. This is, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, 4 weeks, this particular phase. Once we get to the end of this phase, we will have everything ready that then goes to the build out and the building phase, where everything will be built out, tested, and all the content will be put in, and we'll have something ready. And I'm not sure when, but it would be really nice to at some point be able to, I think maybe when we finish this phase, we might be able to, you know, give a little bit of alpha or glimpse into what we've been working with visually on one of these meetings. Maybe not the next one, the one after that, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see if the council agree on that. But yeah, that's kind of where we are. We're all hands on deck. It's a massive project, and I think everyone's going to really enjoy it once we've completed it.
Nice, some exciting stuff upcoming. On that note, would you like to give any little update about TelPets?
Yeah, well? for sure. We are flying with TelPets still. We had 1 or 2 days where Testnet was going through some minor upgrades, so all the pet owners had to abandon their pets for a day or two. But as soon as it was back up, they came running back in. We're now at 263 total users, and we're just approaching 2.8 million transactions. So everybody's putting in a huge effort, you know, and we would like to, we've got a Telegram group for it, specifically for the TelPets, where you can come in and give your feedback, or if you have any issues, you know, setting up your MetaMask or loading the TelPets site. I'm there to help, so many of the other admins, etc. But yeah, overall, we would love to have some more users jumping in there. We want more volume. We just want to throw as much as we can at the network. As Grant mentioned, it really helps the devs to uncover tiny little bugs here and there, or whatever they find. You know, they refine it, and I think it's definitely helping to advance a lot of the testing. But yeah, the more, if we can get some more of you Telfam out there that are hardcore Telcoin believers, you know, please just jump on. It's a bit of fun. You can have a bit of fun, and you can choose all sorts of fun stuff to do on it. So yeah, we'd appreciate a bit more on it. We want to get, you know, now we've got to almost 3 million transactions. Let's go for 5, you know, come on, let's keep going.
To be fair, that is a hefty amount of transactions as well in such a short space of time. So well done. Yeah. Everyone's absolutely smashing it there.
They are really putting the work in. I have to say thank you to everybody who's got a pet, because they're just so some are going harder than others. But even if you just come on and you spend 10 minutes doing a couple of the bits and pieces, that still helps. You know, all of it helps.
Yeah, everything helps towards testing the network, and it is addictive. I'm not gonna lie. I've now got a dragon, and I'm loving it.
Right up your street, that one is.
So if we move on then, we move on to the next, which is a TELIP proposal for augmenting communications and marketing. So we'll now pass it over to Ryan. If you'd like to come up and give us a chat all about this side, some exciting things for that proposal.
Sure, thanks, Adam. So I proposed this back in February, so I apologize for the long delay in bringing it to the public council meeting. So basically, the proposal is to, I think, to start after discussing internally. I think we can start with about 10 hours a month of the Telcoin marketing team allocating time towards association initiatives and projects to augment the existing marketing efforts. So this is not meant to replace the existing partnerships with Storm and the internal TA and Tau marketing efforts, but just to augment more so, I think, on an ad hoc basis for specific announcements and initiatives, and in particular at conferences where we have members of both Telcoin and the association present. Like at NWC, we were able to film some stuff with Parker that I'm excited to get out there. Thanks for sharing that. So basically, this would just enable the Telcoin marketing team to assist with association comms. And I think, like I said earlier, we can start with 10 hours a month and then see if we want to increase that going forward. I'm not able to edit the proposal anymore, but when it goes to snapshot, I think we can pencil that in there. And then if we have big announcements or releases coming up, I think that could be increased on an ad hoc basis. But I'm excited to just tap into that talent and resource pool that we have here on the company side, and I think it'll make a big difference for the association. So excited to get this up for a vote and passed, and to start taking us to the next level.
Yeah, no, love that. And it just makes sense, to be honest. If we're looking at overall, bring all the teams, make it combined. It goes hand in hand. So I am all for this. But perfect. Thank you so much. So if we move on to the next one, Hayden, I believe you've got a nice little update for us. Would you like to come up?
Yes. All right. So the Telcoin Association, it's been approved on the interim MiCA register. And just a quick background on MiCA there. It's the European Union's market and crypto assets regulation. So what that does is a single European framework for crypto assets. It sets the rules for issuance, public offers, and crypto services. So obviously with what we're trying, It's also good for the consumer. It's also good for the consumer. It provides investor confidence, and it's very important on the stablecoin issuer front. It signals that it's backed, it's managed, and it's recognized by the framework the EU's put out there. So keeps you on the right side of the law there. So I think it's a good step by step that's going on in the background, and something to look forward to as well. It's going to be essential as everything grows. Thank you.
You might be on mute, Adam. Mute, Adam.
You're right. I was. I'm glad you said, because I did not pick up on that. So yeah. So now that brings us on to the open Q&A. So if there are any questions, please do give us a shout. We'll give it a couple of minutes there.
There's one. Should we expect Telcoin volume to go up with MNO testing?
So the testnet tel and the volume and stuff. I'm not sure I fully understand the question, but the Telcoin that is in production on Ethereum and Base and Polygon will be unaffected and totally separate than the testnet tokens.
Okay, perfect. We'll give it a little bit, just to see if there's any more. Give it 20-30 seconds, and if not, we'll start the wrap up, going through all the next meeting bits.
I'll just give Pets a quick little shout out. So if you haven't tried TelPets yet, you can simply, if you're on mobile, you need to use a MetaMask or Rabi wallet, and you can open up the website inside the DApp browser on one of those wallets, and you just simply go to www.telpets.xyz and connect your wallet in there. Ideally, just use a a new address. You can add one quickly in your MetaMask or your Rabi. You don't need to use one that you've got real funds on. Just create a dummy sort of address. But if you're on desktop, just Chrome browser, MetaMask extension or Rabi extension, and yeah, easy as that. It's no different from other ways you interact with Web3 stuff. But yeah, feel free to jump on there, and then you can request some Testel in the TelPets Telegram to get you going. So if you haven't joined yet, jump on and have a go.
Yeah, 100%. Help us test that network. And come get your dragons, caterpillars, aliens. There's all different types of things you can evolve them to. I started with a caterpillar and now I've got a dragon. So let's go.
If you reach legendary, you can also change the color of your pet as well.
Oh, okay. I'm set now. I'm getting to legendary.
Hey Nick, is there ever any thought of resetting the scoreboard so that some people that are newer can have the possibility of being competitive?
Yeah, 100%. I built a second leaderboard that's on there at the moment called the weekly leaderboard, but it's not working properly. I just have not had the brain power to work out the math and the reasons why it's not working. So I'm probably going to scrap that part of it. But what I think we're going to do is, because it's not fair if people lose their XP they've built up over time. But what I'm going to try and work on, and a few people have said it in the community, is like once a week the leaderboard will reset. You still keep your overall XP that you've earned, lifetime XP, because you level up and you can go through your different careers. But I'm going to try and build something out where the actual leaderboard will reset, on a Sunday at midnight or something like that, and then for the next week, depending how much you play or whatnot, you'll go on the leaderboard for that week, something along those lines. I need to have a little bit more think about it, or get some more feedback and ideas from others to do something like that. But yeah, I agree. It is a bit difficult when you're trying to catch up with some of these hardcore pet owners that have just blown out the water anyone else.
I swear, Angelica doesn't sleep.
One other question about pets, and then I have a few others. James is asking if there's any idea why his score doesn't increase. James, I'm assuming just reach out on the Telegram and we can get you situated.
Yeah, that would just be resetting the activity data in your MetaMask, because if Testnet does go down and then it gets put back up, sometimes you have to reset the test activity or reset the account in MetaMask for it to kind of start talking again. But yeah, jump into the Telegram if you can. I'm more than happy to give you a hand and get that sorted for you.
Perfect. Some more questions. This is from Tom. It's probably for Grant. How confident are you guys that we will see the network fully launch in 2016 or 2026?
I am fully confident and doing everything in my power to get that done early 2026, as early as possible. But yeah, I think so far everything has been going really well. We are, again, committed to shipping a secure protocol. That is the most important thing. And so right now we're using all of our tools that we can at our disposal to maximize the security assessments before moving on to third-party security assessments as well. So, but things are moving in the right direction. I'm feeling really, really excited about this year in particular. But yeah, we'll give you updates as soon as we can, bi-weekly and things. But yeah, roadmap wise, up next is launching the stable testnet, which is very, very, very close. So
thanks, Grant. There's another comment in there about if current coin price potentially affects delays and budgets, and not to speak for anybody, but I think it's just more about managing the budgets, not that it would affect anything. Like Grant said, and Grant, I don't know if you want to touch on that more, but that's kind of the whole point of kind of what we're doing there.
Totally agree. I think you said it very well. So we are committed to getting mainnet launched this year, and we're and doing that securely, whatever it takes. We have a budget, and we are being very responsible with that. And ultimately, we'll see what the market does, and we'll react when we need to. But those are the two things I will commit. Launching a secure protocol.
Perfect. On the network, one more network question, and then we're going to move on. Oh, lots of network questions. Hold on. Are there in-person audits? Do they have to begin after testnet is launched? Or I'm assuming they mean, yeah.
So they do not. And in fact, we're constantly doing them. And now it's built into our workflow, even with the AI tooling. And so anytime we have a PR, we're looking at it from the specific code changes in those in that pull request, as well as like the broader context of other ways that it affects, so that we're not introducing new vulnerabilities or potential bugs at this stage. And what we found is that we're actually uncovering existing issues and seeing having even more clarity and taking the time to correct it in the moment instead of just piling on tech debt, because we're at the stage now where everything matters. Everything that we're changing there's no longer an excuse of like, all right, well, we'll come back for that. Now it's like, this is a kind of a start to finish waterfall approach, and these going from 98% to 100%, or as close to 100% as humanly possible.
Awesome. Last network question, we'll move on to one other thing. With the latest DeFi exploits coming up, have they impacted any development or partner discussions?
They have definitely influenced the partner discussions. Something that again was just security being so important. We want to fully understand from not only the affected projects perspective, but also from bridging partners. I think that the timing from our perspective, it kind of helps us. It's good timing for us as a project, because I'm confident that everybody is more committed than ever before. It's a high priority to onboard these new chains with all the lessons learned, with security being a top priority. That sometimes it is human nature maybe that you can fall into ruts or something, but as of right now, everybody is very much looking at the security very thoroughly at the layer 0. And so they've already reached out. They were proactive in their engagement, just addressing, hey, I'm not sure if you've heard about this, but here's where we are. And then we've already addressed, scheduled meetings to follow up. And as we'll be taking close looks at this as we onboard our own project. Unfortunately, this type of attack was not something that is particularly a surprise to our engineering team. This is something that has been on our radar and a known attack surface for some time, and it's been a serious part of our consideration in our bridge design. So it can happen to anyone, and we hate seeing it happen. Our hearts go out to them and the other projects, but this is something that at least to us was not. It's unfortunate it happened, but it wasn't a shock. It wasn't a surprise, I guess. Yeah, that is definitely an attack surface.
Thanks, Grant. This one's probably for Parker. Parker, there were a few questions about if there's anything you can share about the V5 wallet development.
Not here in this moment, no, or in this forum. Those updates will all come from Telcoin Holdings accounts on socials and otherwise.
Thanks, Parker. Let's see. Oh, Grant, there's a follow-up to the question about audits. They were asking about the audits after the AI audits. If does that happen when testnet launches, or how does that cadence work?
Yeah, excellent question. So the way that it works is we have a subscription model with our partners, security partners at Spearbit Cantina. That has, I believe we have like about 8 more weeks worth of researcher hours. So we only pay for the researcher time. We don't have to pay the additional overhead for that. And it was kind of all bundled up together. And with that, we've identified 5 areas of the protocol that we think warrant additional scrutiny, that are high stakes, public facing, sort of irrecoverable, or at least like very serious consequences if there's any sort of issues with these parts of the protocol. And so this is where we're spending a lot of our time with our AI scans and using the tools at our disposal to make sure that we as the internal engineering team are as confident as we can be, that we've identified and tackled all the issues that we can think of and attack surfaces that we can think of. And at that point, that's when we feel that it's confident and that is responsible to move forward with paying the top price, the top dollar for these security research to spend their time and up to 8 engineering weeks of their time looking at these sorts of protocols. So I want to remind everybody that just the 8 weeks is does not have to be all linear, right? Like we can do these in tandem, we can do them concurrently, and so this is like ultimately what we have paid for and what we plan to use every single second of expertise to help strengthen the protocol. So at this time, we are just in the process of, again, just exhausting all of our resources because it's significantly cheaper to do that before we move forward with engaging with the real experts here.
Thanks, Grant. Right now, I think that's all the questions. There was one more question about when can we connect our bank to the wallet in the U.S. But as Parker mentioned, that's stuff for Telcoin Holdings. You can't be commented on in necessarily this call. So let's see. But yeah, Grant, for clarification, somebody said they can be done at the same time. But yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, Grant. But yeah, meaning sequentially, meaning like they could do, it's 8 total hours, not 8 hours, or 8 total weeks, I think, right?
Yeah.
And not in a row, right? So like you could do, it's 8 weeks of time per audit, I guess you would say. So you could do 2-3 audits at the same time. It doesn't mean it's going to take 8 total weeks. It means it's a measurement of time, not linear time. That's
right. And not to get too much into the weeds, but like for two of the assessments that we've already kind of scoped out, one came back as a 3-day assessment. Another one came back as a 10-day assessment. All right. And so what we can do is we can pick different security researchers that are all experts in the specific area. One's focusing on encrypted passwords on a file system, on an operating system on the node. Another one is focused on BLS encryption on chain through written and solidity. And so we can kick those off with different researchers so that they're being evaluated in parallel. The 3 days and the 10 days go towards our total 8-week total, but we're able to kind of partition those. And so something that is we are as an engineering team need to balance and is that we don't get stacked, so we don't all get results up at once, and so we're overwhelmed and kind of getting that flow and that rhythm correctly, so that when we are ready to engage and go through the cycle of security assessments, we have a continuous flow, and that we're able to give all of our focus and support the security researchers as they're moving through those procedures. So when I have more specifics, I'll be providing those updates on this call as well. But those will be kind of the first two that we get started here.
Awesome. Thanks, Grant. Comments were just, that's great clarification. So thank you for sharing. The only other question, which we've already covered, is V5. Just a reminder that those questions, as Parker mentioned earlier, should be directed and looked at from the Telcoin Holdings official channels. So that's where you would go for that. Any other community questions or questions here in internally in the chat or in the meetings? Please type them in or raise your hand.
See one from Boo. Any chance of a video being made of TelPets that we can push on the socials to get new members on board? Yeah, we can do some videos.
Yeah.
Why not? Derek will
I can do that for sure. Yeah.
Maybe we want to do a tweet from the association X account as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mentioned that today. I'll talk to Ryan about kind of our thoughts there and go from there.
Sounds good.
But yeah, we will video wise, I can certainly help do something on the side for it. No problem.
Yeah, you'd be better than me at that.
Yeah, I've got some templates and stuff I can use that I was doing for the Uphold and the Kraken releases. So yeah, I'll get with you on it. We can put our heads together with Ryan and go from there.
Perfect.
I'm not seeing any other questions in the chat, Adam.
Okay, perfect. So what we've basically got is 2026 is the year of Telcoin. We know mainnet's coming. We know MNO validators are setting up or set up in some places and actively testing. And the Telecom blockchain standard is actually becoming a reality. So our next meetings are on May 7th, May 21st, and June 4th. So yeah, I hope everyone has a great couple of weeks, and I'll see you then. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot. Sounds good.